out different types of audience research to establish what it was that my audience likes to watch, and therefore make successful products that appeal to the audience that I intended. I used a focus group firstly to gain insight to whether or not my target audience liked my idea. At this point I still wasn't sure what it was that I wanted to do, but this process helped me to gather my ideas. As I didn't feel my audience were particularly enjoying my idea, I decided to rethink. From here I designed a questionnaire to establish where I should go with my ideas for my film. I decided to do my questionnaire online using SurveyMonkey. This website would help me to easily access a wider range of people in my target audience rather than the typical people you know from sixth form results. The other advantage of carrying out questionnaires is that the results came in from my audience. SurveyMonkey would analyse my results and produce easy to understand graphs and charts. I used this to put across my ideas for my narrative and specific parts of my plot. I found that my audience really liked the film idea that I had, and also the elements of the story that I'd put in. That was useful because it helped me to decide which parts of the story that I decided to actually include, and which parts to either keep as a backup or just discount completely. For example, whether or not to stop and pick something up on the floor, whether or not to bump into friends. I found that as I started filming that the way in which I did this might have to change. For example, I was fully intending to have Harry walking to where he was going and bumping into friends, but then I realised I didn't have a spare group of young children just to put in my film, and therefore that made things difficult. But from my audience research I did understand that they liked my idea, and therefore I knew that I was going in the right direction with what I was planning, and it kind of clarified what my target audience was looking for, so I could be comfortable that when I'd started making my film and as it continued that I was making something that would be popular with my target audience rather than something, say, just I personally wanted to watch. After I'd done my my questionnaire, I realised that I had another idea and I needed to get feedback from my target audience for it. So I did a poll, and the advantage of this is it provides a quick view of your target audience's opinion. It shows what they think, but in a quick, succinct way, rather than having to go through a whole laborious questionnaire. You can just go in, talk to people, and just tally your results. I used the poll to ask about an idea I'd had for sketches. The idea was that when Harry was making a decision, that it would go into sort of a sketch effect, kind of like what was the opening sequence of Juno. And this helped me decide this is something I definitely wanted to include. Unfortunately, I personally couldn't. I made the effects in After Effects and couldn't export it into Premiere Pro, which is a shame because it was an idea that 100% of the people I asked really liked. So if I did it again, I'd definitely learn how to use After Effects better, and also to ask my audience more, because it's easier to ask the people who are going to watch it rather than rely on yourself to come up with all of your ideas.